Okay po, good evening everyone. I'm Angelica Arumin and I'm here to present to you the overview of educational technology using spreadsheet. So, ano ba yung educational technology? Ay, wait lang po, ayaw malipat. Educational technology is the study and ethical practice of facilitating e-learning, which is the learning and improving performance by creating, using, and managing appropriate technological process. So kasama po dito yung mga software, hardware, and as well as internet application. So before pag ginamit yung computer sa mga offices, may office tools na tayong ginagamit before, yung mga typewriters po, ganyan. So, sa paggawa ng report and spreadsheet naman sa pag-record ng mga business transaction or sa accounting. And projector para sa mga pag nagpe-present ng mga reports and mailbox para sa letters. So, yung mga yun is ginagamit siya and mga office tools before. So, may mga company na gumawa ng software. Isa na dito is si Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Office. Gumawa siya ng software package na merong mga tools para sa business, work, school, and isa na dito yung Microsoft Word. So noon, typewriter pa po tayo yung ginagamit natin, pero ngayon is Microsoft Word na. Doon na tayo gumagawa ng mga letter or report. Sa spreadsheet naman, yung Microsoft Excel. At sa pagpe-present naman ng report, andyan si Microsoft PowerPoint. So, probably the most popular electronic spreadsheet program that we use today is Microsoft Excel. So, familiar na rin kayo doon. Ito yung mga ini-install natin sa mga laptop natin. So, what is a spreadsheet? Spreadsheet is a computer program that can capture, display, and manipulate data arranged in rows and columns. So sa spreadsheet, it can help us do basic math such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. You can also do format the column titles with text, enter textual information, each cell aside from numbers, delete, add, or merge columns or rows, and add or delete sheets and select printing option. So, ayan, what is Excel used for? Typically used to organize data and perform financial analysis. So, yung mga main uses ng Excel is kasama po dun yung data entry, data management, accounting, financial analysis, yung mga charting and graphing, programming, ganyan, and many more. So, almost anything that needs to be organized. So, yung Microsoft Excel po yung ginagamit. Lalo na sa mga teachers, gamit na gamit siya sa mga pag-aayos ng pag-encode ng mga grades, mga records ng mga students. And sa financial and accounting uses naman is yung mga budgeting, forecasting, and accounting function. So, why it is important for us to have the software tools? So, we have the following reason. The first one is to improve our productivity, getting organized, producing in structure materials, and accomplishing paperworks. So, mas yung task natin is go much faster or mas napapadali pa yung work na dapat natin gawin using the technology tools. And number two is to improve the appearance. So, yung software tools help teachers and students produce polished-looking materials that reassemble the work of professional designer and the quality of classroom. So, yun sa mga ano po, ginagamit natin sa PowerPoint, ganyan, mas nagiging creative yung paggawa natin dahil marami na siyang pwedeng gamitin na yung mga edit na mga design, ganyan. And it also improved the accuracy. Software tools make it easier to keep precise, accurate records of the events and student accomplishments. So, more accurate pag gumamit tayo ng software tools, especially sa spreadsheet. So, sa paggagawa po natin ng grades, hindi na natin siya kailangan isa-isahin para i-compute para lang makuha yung average. By using Microsoft Excel or yung spreadsheet is mas mapapadali na siyang makompute. Gagamitan na lang natin siya ng formula, ganon. And finally, more support for interaction and collaboration. So, software tools have capabilities to promote interaction and collaboration among students, allowing several input from different students at once. So, meron pong maraming advanced features yung Excel, hindi ko na lang siya nilagay lahat kasi sobrang haba po. Nakuha lang po ako ng konti. So, yung Microsoft Excel po natin is meron siyang 1,048,576 na rows and 16,384 na columns. So let's take a closer to look at some of the best Microsoft Excel features and function. Number one is VLOOKUP. This function helps to search for a value in a table. So ayan po siya. Example, we have the student names and marks in different subject in columns B to E. So dito meron dyan yung mga name ng mga students and yung subject nila and yung mga grades nila. So dito, para siya ay, so ayan, sa data na yan, we need to know how much Ricky scored in math. So gagamitan daw natin siya ng formula. So ito yung formula niya. Yung meron dyan yung equals VLOOKUP. Then after natin ilagay yung formula dito sa may taas, gaya ng sa paggawa natin ng grades, then makikita natin sa baba yung score ni Ricky sa math, which is 81. So bilang isang teacher, malaking tulong yan. Gamit lang yung formula na yan. Mas madali nating makikita yung score or yung grade ng isang student, lalo na kung marami tayong estudyante. So hindi na natin siya iisa-isahin pa na hahanapin, ganon. Then, ito po is short demo lang po kung paano po siya ginawa. Hindi ko na po siya iaano kasi medyo matagal lang po na onte. Pero ganun po yung gagawin, yung sa paglalagay po ng formula, ayun lang siya. Para makuha, kung makita kung kaninong grade or kung saang subject po ba yung gusto nating makita. Then next is pie chart. The pie chart is one of the best MS Excel features. It is used to visualize the contribution of each value to a complete pie diagram. It always uses one data series. So, ito naman po siya yung sa pie chart. To create pie chart, we need to select the range A1. Ayan yung nakikita niyo po dyan. Meron dyan yung um, 2012, then Python, whales, and dolphins, yung sa example. So we need to select the range A to D2, A1 to D2. Then after nun is magi-insert tayo ng chart and ayan, we need to click yung pie chart, ayan po siya. So alam niyo na din po yung ayan yung yung pie chart. And meron siya, ayan. Pagka na-enter na po siya, is lalabas na po dito yung sa may pie chart. And makikita po dyan yung sa pie chart for the year 2012. And it is showing us the Python slice, whales, and dolphins. Ayan po. And short demo po ulit sa paggawa ng pie chart. Medyo maano lang po siya. And next po is yung mix or combination type chart. A mix or combination chart is one of the top features of MS Excel. It combines and display two or more chart in a single chart. So, eto po sa may example na to. Nakalagay dyan yung month, January to December, and yung rainy days and yung profit. So, to create a combination chart, we need to select range A1 to C13. Ayan, yung hanggang sa may December. Then, after that, sa insert tab, meron dyan yung chart group. We need to click the symbol. So, after po nyan is, meron dyan yung lalabas na kailangan i-create custom combo chart natin siya. Ayan, magiging ganyan po siya. Makikita nyo po sa Excel nyo. And after nyan, ayan na po, makikita na po natin yung result. Nakalagay na dyan. Mapa-flat na po siya dyan. Mapagsasama-sama na siya. And next is yung data validation. Data validation is one of the most powerful Excel capabilities. It makes sure that users enter particular values into a cell. So, ayan po, yung following example, we have restricted users to enter a whole number between 0 and 10. Ayan yung nakalagay po dyan. Now, to create a data validation, ayan po, we need to select a cell C7 and now on the data tab, yung tools group, data validation naman po yung i-click natin. Itong nandito sa example. So, magiging ganyan po siya. Nakalagay dyan, setting tab in the allow list, click the whole number. After that, in the data list, click between. Yung sa may data po, nakalagay siya, naka-between siya and then yung whole number. Then, after this, click on input message and set the input message. So, dito sa may input message, pwede po kayong maglagay ng kung anong message po yung gusto nyo dyan na ilagay. Yun po yung mag-a-appear once na mali yung na ipasok na number. Ayan po. Ito po yung example. How many glasses of water do you drink per day? So, nakalagay po dyan, please enter whole numbers between 0 to 10. So, kunyari po, ano tayo dyan, nag-enter tayo ng number 11. Ito yung lalabas. Please drink more water. Kasi yan yung nilagay niya sa input message, yung please drink more water. So, ayan, pwede po natin yan i-customize kung ano po yung gusto nating ilagay, ganyan, para sa mga uh, rules. And if and or function. If you want a binary result in Excel, then the if and or function is useful. So in short, if you want to achieve true or false or pass or fail as a result, then if or function can be used. So ito po, parang sa may paggawa po natin ng grades ng mga students, nakalagay diyan yung name ng mga students, then subject nila, kung ano ba yung grades or yung score nila. Then lalagay lang din po natin yung formula. Ayan siya. Then lalabas na dyan ah, pag pinrest natin yung enter and drag the fill handle, yung pass or fail na result will be displayed. Ayan. Ay, ayan po. And meron po pala akong inano dito, nilagay po na short clip po about sa other features of Excel po.
I'll be showing 10 new features in Excel. This includes Desktop 365, Excel for the web, and iPad. So let's get started. The first new feature is a vastly improved checkbox. So I'm going to go here to the Insert menu, and over on the right, under Cell Controls, there's this new checkbox option. Now I'm going to click this, and I'm going to make a little Done checkbox here. And I'm going to drag this down, so we're going to have a few different items we want to put for checkboxes. Now I'm going to put in my task list. I'm a big fan of the office space, so I've got my TPS report design and all the things that Bill Lumberg is going to want for a good TPS report offsite. Now I'll add a formula which can detect true or false in this box. Now by default, when I select it right here, it says false. And if I check it, it says true. So that behavior is now automated. Makes it really easy to check for true and false. I will put a formula in this cell that's going to see if this box is checked or not. So I'll put the formula bar right there. And here's my formula. If A2 is equal to true, then Bill Lumberg is happy. Else, Lumberg is mad. We'll hit enter. So by default, since that checkbox is not checked, then Bill Lumberg is mad. I'm going to just double click this to add that same formula here. So Lumberg is mad until these checkboxes start turning to true. So when I check this, Lumberg is happy. Great. So all my checkboxes here, Lumberg is happy. I'm sure you can come up with lots of different examples on how you can use checkboxes. The second new feature is the ability to put photos directly into a cell and fit it perfectly. It's really handy. I'm going to go to the Insert menu here, and I want to add a photo of Michael Scott. I will go to Pictures, and there's a new option, Place in Cell. And I'm going to go here and choose Online Pictures. Search for Michael Scott. There's a nice picture. We'll select this one and choose Insert, and now it's put in perfectly into this cell. You can even make this a little bit narrower, and it fits nicely. The other nice thing you can do when I click here is that will take it and make it really big. And so you can go back and forth, make it small, make it big. So for example, Dwight Schrute here, I'm going to go Insert, Pictures, Place Over Cells, and I'm going to choose a stock image. This one seems to be a nice representation of Dwight's personality. I'll hit Insert. Now it makes it really big. But this icon here, when I just hover, Place in Cell, I'll click it. It automatically places it in the cell. And if I click on this cell right here, I get that same little icon, make it big. So it's easy to go back and forth just like that. The third new feature is an improvement to the sharing dialog, making it easier to share your Excel files. In the upper right, I'm going to click on Share, and then I'm going to choose this Share. Here's the new dialog. It's vastly simplified, so I can have a person I want to share this out to. I can set the edit or read or can't download right here. So right now it's edit. I can set, hey, he can open this, but he can't download it if I want to set that. I can add a message. I can also easily copy the link right here. If I just want to paste that link somewhere, I can also hit the link settings and get a lot more details. So I can have people at Microsoft, people with existing access, they can't download it, all those details, and I'll hit the back button. And then lastly, the nice little three-dot menu here, I can share in Outlook or I can send a copy, both a workbook or a PDF. So a lot of nice options, but it's packed into this very simple sharing dialog. The fourth new feature is improvements to control data conversions. So I'm going to go to the File menu here, and I'm going to choose Options at the bottom. This feature shipped a few months ago, but we've made some improvements to make it even easier to find and use. First off, instead of being on the Advanced tab and buried, it is now on the Data tab. If I click here, automatic data conversion is right here. So it's really easy to find. And the ones that have existed are these first three checkboxes here. And now convert continuous letters and numbers to a date has also been added. So what that means is I'm going to highlight here. So if you have this default like option, for example, you have Jan 1, it'll always remain as Jan 1 instead of converting it to January 1st. So if I uncheck this, it's not going to auto convert it. Let's go test it out. I'll hit OK. In the A1 cell, I will type Jan 1. Hit enter. It doesn't convert it. Other examples might be removing the leading zeros or converting with E notation. I'm going to go turn this one back on. I'll hit options and data. We'll click that back on and hit OK. Now, if I type another date, November 5th, see it converts it to that different date like that. That's the default that Excel will do. The fifth new feature is in Excel for the web, and we've integrated Power Automate into the Automate tab for workflow. So I'm going to click on Automate, and there's a new button here, Automate Work. I'm going to click this. This opens up the Power Automate tab, and this is a great way to speed up all sorts of workflow. I'm not going to do a deep dive on Power Automate, but it allows you to set up workflows, whether it's with Outlook integration or Forms or SharePoint. Lots of great examples right here below on how you can automate types of workflows. Things like tracking planner tasks in Excel, or when you get a new form response, put it into Excel. I'll do a simple one that is monitor incoming emails, and then when you get them, put them into Excel tab. So I'm going to click this here, and it's going to monitor emails to an incoming alias. I'll give this a flow name. Monitor mails for Mike. I'm just going to send mails to myself for this example, but you could monitor mails for anything. I'm going to hit the next button. Now, first, I'll set the folder. So I'm going to monitor my own inbox. Here's my inbox. I'll select it. Now choose the email alias. And there's my alias, and I will hit Create Flow. Now that flow is created, I'm going to close this dialog, and we're going to wait for a mail from Mike to come in. Okay, Automate Email Responses just appeared. I'm going to click this. And here's what came in. It is a mail. I'm going to expand these so you can read it. It's a mail right here from mitchell@microsoft.com. Please turn in your TPS report. Oh, and I'm going to have to come out on a Saturday. And here's when it was received. So super easy to set up all sorts of complex workflows with Power Automate that pop right into Web Excel. The sixth new feature is improvements to pivot chart formatting in Excel for the web. I've got a pivot table here, and I'm going to select it just like this. Right click, and I'm going to say Format. First thing I'll do is click here to open up the filters. We'll click here, and when I uncheck and check these different options and hit OK, it's going to real-time update my pivot chart. So it made some updates there. I can also go over here on the right and start formatting things. So I'm going to select one of these bars and change the color. So it's really easy. I will go and make this red, and I can go and make the outline maybe blue. It's really easy to change these different things on your pivot chart from the formatting pane on the right. So some subtle improvements to make it easier to quickly format your pivot charts. The seventh new feature is improvements to the add-ins experience in Excel for the web. I'm on the Home tab, and over on the right, there's an add-ins button. It's been improved. I'll drop this down. I've got my add-ins right here. I can see all. If I click here, it pulls up all the add-ins that I've added. I'm a big fan of QR for Office whenever I'm making QR code. And I can manage my add-ins right here. I close this and go back. Another option I have is to click More Add-ins right here. This gives me a whole set of add-ins that I can search for. This dialog has been improved and enhanced, and I can go right here and explore all these different things. And then I can hit Close. We've also, in the File menu, put the same experience. So Get Add-ins here. It pulls up that same type of pane. Here's a bunch of nice add-ins. I can manage my add-ins by clicking at the bottom. And I can also go back and say File, Get Add-ins, and choose More Add-ins, and I get that same searching experience. So it's an improved overall way to find and manage your add-ins when using Excel for the web. The eighth new feature is improvements to formula authoring in Excel for the web. First one I'll show is on formulas. I go here and click Insert Function. This dialog has been improved. There are a bunch of different functions. and I'm going to choose sum. And now I can test out some numbers. So I'll select this number here for number one, click on number two, and I'll select this number here, and I can get the function result. So it's very similar to Excel Desktop, but all these insert function where you can experiment with the different functions are now available in Excel for the web. We'll close this. A few more updates for formulas in Excel for the web is improved readability. I'm going to select cell E5 right here. And if I go up, I can click in here and you can now see this little parentheses hovering and seeing where things are. So the outer parentheses, the inner parentheses, if I click in here. And when I hover on these numbers, it actually shows me the value of each of those cells. So that's an improvement for readability. The ninth new feature is auto-suggested formulas in Excel for the web. I've got my Office Salesforce here, and here are the people, and here are the sales, and I've got a total. Right now, I'm just going to do equals, and automatically it recognizes a bunch of things here that I might want to sum it. So here's a suggested formula. I just click. Oh, nice and easy. It will suggest other formulas as well, depending on how your spreadsheet is set up. The 10th new feature is conditional formatting on Excel iPad. I'm here in my spreadsheet, and I'm going to select a set of cells for my inventory value. Now I'll go to the Home tab, and I'm going to scroll over on the right, and there is a nice little new button, Conditional Formatting. Tap that, and I'm going to choose Color Scales first, and I'm going to choose one of these options, and really easy to do conditional formatting. Let's undo. Another option is Data Bars. I'll pick an option for Data Bars, same thing. I'll undo. The last one I'll do is Icon Set. So choose one of your favorite icon shapes here and colors. There you go. If you want to keep up with all the latest Microsoft updates and tips and tricks, subscribe to my channel and then just ring the bell so you get all the latest videos that I post.
Okay, Dan?
Yes, sir. Okay na po.
Okay, so as our presenter mentioned, the integration of ICTs in the teaching and learning curricula is the apparent goal for initiative to improve education in schools. No? Most schools, however, look for specialized educational software and hardware to achieve this integration. Uh, a widely readily available tool to achieve the same integration that other specialized tools would achieve. No? Over the years, the application area for a spreadsheet has multiplied. No? It is a software that is becoming more pronounced in the teaching and learning of students and the pupils, of course. So a spreadsheet can be used as a powerful learning tool for both primary and secondary school pupils, college and senior high school and junior high school. Spreadsheet offer concrete ways to explore abstract concept in mathematics and other subjects. So because a spreadsheet contain a variety of formulas which can be used in teaching mathematics. These formulas can be generalized so that the student can see how the outcome is changed when one of the variable is altered. No? Apart from using ready-made formulas, a student can make up their own formulas to manipulate numbers. And these Microsoft Excel in teaching and learning of statistics in secondary schools also applied. No? So because recent technological development offers teachers an additional method for teaching statistics, no, specifically using Microsoft Excel and so on. So I think that's it for this.